I am Shao Kahn. Bow
Greetings,
to me.
combatants. Today's video will be focused on a very important topic of the lore: misconceptions. The Mortal Kombat 2 tournament on itself isn't the best explanation. It doesn't explain why. Well, the original explanation. The original explanation is that it's a challenge that each realm, well, actually, the original explanation isn't really the problems, but there's a more important topic of discussion when it comes to the depiction of the Mortal Kombat 2 tournament. And today, I am going to explain that to you all. Today, we will harbor in what the Mortal Kombat 2 tournament is actually about and the importance of the Mortal Kombat 2 tournament.
Excellent.
Why am I doing this video? Because I want to. So, let's get into it. The Mortal Kombat 2 tournament was established for a very specific reason. It wasn't as simple as it's what Shao Kahn's intention. Well, it wasn't just that Shao Kahn intended for this tournament to replace the current system of 10. No, it's far beyond that. Crap. It's not exactly. I don't know why I clicked onto this. This is not exactly what I want. Just trying to find a good image here. So the Mortal Kombat 2 tournament is specifically important for very specific reasons. So it's actually a farce. That's right, viewers. This tournament is not actually meant. Shao Kahn doesn't really care if this tournament is won or lost. No, that's not what they're here for. The tournament is a farce. Now, the questions you may have is, why is the tournament a farce? Why? Well, it's more so due to Shao Kahn himself. You see, Shao Kahn is incredibly smart, and his plan, after the failure done by Shang Tsung, is very simple: the resurrection of Sindel. Sindel's resurrection requires Earthrealm's protector god Raiden to be off-realm. Shang Tsung and none of his warriors can actually kill or defeat Raiden in combat. That's the purpose of this second tournament. Shao Kahn wants Raiden and his champions to be distracted. Which is why Shao Kahn goes to great lengths to ensure that this tournament actually happens. First of all, Shang Tsung's plan for this tournament really ushers in what he needs for this plan to come together. Shao Kahn's very clear intentions is that this tournament is going to happen. And how does he do this? Well, the prequel comic, which I will be doing a video on soon, states that Shao Kahn gives Shang Tsung a moment to devise a reason why he should be allowed to live. Shang Tsung explains that we can create a new challenge. The Elder Gods see challenges as important, so important so that for their system that Shao Kahn himself knows of it, and Raiden even states himself that if we deny this challenge, it will weaken our stature with the Elder Gods, which is the reason they go for it. Now I know you all may be thinking, well, what's the point? Well, this is Shao Kahn's thing. He's a cunning tactical schemer, and this is an opportunity to lure his enemies away, where they could certainly face death at his hands. Failing as such, his invasion would begin anyways. So Shao Kahn, either way, yeah, he does want this tournament to succeed, but his plan is still meant for Sindel to be resurrected on Earthrealm while Raiden's champions are away. So right after the tournament ends, he can immediately invade Earthrealm, which he does in Mortal Kombat 3. So basically, what's going on here is that Shao Kahn is so intelligent that he has this backup plan waiting in the mix, since this is the first, since Earthrealm is very crucial to his goals. Also, the explanation for why Shao Kahn is so eager and needs this to be done, as he explains in this prequel comic, is, and I quote, "My strength continues to grow, but the barriers of this realm have ceased to grow with it. I must have room for my powers to expand unimpeded." Shao Kahn is a very unique villain when it comes to this, because his power is very much his power grows with the size of his realm. Conquering a realm and merging it with Outrealm grants him a power boost. And that's the point. Shao Kahn is growing more and more powerful because of his unique kind of power set. He absorbs souls, the land gives him power. Shao Kahn is basically a powerhouse comparable to Darkseid. And because of this, he needs to expand the barriers of his realm to ensure his power can continue to grow. He also states that if we succeed in this tournament, the wishes of the Elder Gods will become useless. There we go. I greatly admire this, because this is the one thing that this is something Mk2 established. Mk2 establishes that this is Shao Kahn's plan in general. His plan is to, showing by Shang Tsung. So during the second tournament, closer to the end of the tournament, he has Shang Tsung travel to Earthrealm and resurrect Sindel. When he is defeated in the second tournament, the deal is already done, and Raiden can no longer intervene. Now, if Raiden was on Earthrealm during the resurrection of Sindel, he would be able to intervene and prevent Shang Tsung from committing this deed, because he violates the barrier. He is violating the rules of Mortal Kombat by entering the realm and attempting to resurrect Sindel. But after the deed is done, he cannot interfere. And with him traveling to Earthrealm, reclaiming his bride, as Shao Kahn does in the Mk2 storyline, he then uses this opportunity to invade the realm. So that is the point of this whole thing, dear viewers. The point in general is that Shao Kahn has won. His victory is cemented by his cunning and tactical intelligence. This is one aspect I greatly admire about Midway Shao Kahn. This is the kind of level of cunning and intelligence that the newer games have forgotten. The fact that Shao Kahn is a being of immense power, and that he uses any loophole and any tactical advantage he can get to win and take his ultimate victory. I think this is a very fitting way of explaining this. This is the point of the Mk2 tournament. This is already established in the original lore, and if you want to really read into it, It's really established in Mortal Kombat 3, where this side plot during the Mk2 tournament is actually explained. We don't see this side plot from the Mk2 tournament come onto screen, but this is very much the intention of what actually happens, and it's very much very cool. This is when people, this is when people are, this is when I say, this is what I don't understand how people don't get. Because not everyone knows that this is the level of intelligence and tactical brilliance that Midway Shao Kahn was operating on. Midway Shao Kahn was an incredibly smart and conniving individual. He was cunning and he was brilliant. He had schemes in the work. He had multiple plans. And throughout Mk2 and various other things, we would see his plans come together and see things go the way he wants them to go. His plan was not disrupted. Kitana attempted to disrupt his plans by telling her from Liu Kang what actually happened, but you see the difference is Shao Kahn did not tell her any details. The only explanation he ever gives is that he has a plan. He has a plan. He doesn't tell her what his plan actually is. Because that's something we gotta remember from the original games. Shao Kahn knew Kitana was too soft, and she would never go along with many of his plans. He knew what he could get away with her and what he couldn't, which is why he never told her everything. And her attempt to... She kills Melina during the Mk2 tournament. Here's another brilliant thing at Shao Kahn's. He halts the tournament to send his warriors after her, and the Shadow Priests are able to capture her. If you don't know, the Shadow Priests are extremely overpowered characters, and Kitana literally attempts to stab one of them to actually win, and the one she stabs just pulls her fan blades out of his chest and continues their assault on her with them. She is brought before the Emperor, and he explains that how we have gone through this multiple times, but the difference this time is that you have killed Melina. You have, after all this time, you have finally proven that you are no longer of service to me. I will no longer wipe your memories of the events of your former past. Now, you are no longer a princess of Outworld. The High Court of Outworld will now decide your fate. And so they do. By Shao Kahn's decree, Kitana is going to be executed. She is placed in prison and is going to be executed. She is able to break free of the prison during the Mk3 plotline. But yeah, the point still stands. Gosh. I know you guys are seeing me use the internet search. I wanted to do this in a way where you guys could hear me better, because I know if I do this during gameplay, it's going to be a little tricky to get all the stuff I'm trying to say out, so, yeah. You got the original Shao Kahn here. Oh, yeesh. That's expensive. You got the Mk9 one. Design doesn't hold up that well. But yeah, from all the explanation here, what I'm trying to tell you, dear viewers, is that Shao Kahn's intentions were always interesting. He always had a plan, and he was always cunning and conniving and scheming, and the Mk2 tournament was just a plan in service as a distraction for his ultimate goals to be achieved. I really think that in general, this is the Shao Kahn we need to be brought back, because a comparison to Mk9, where he literally says, "Oh, what are we going to do now? Now that we lost the second tournament, what is our next plan?" That was never a part of Midway's lore. And I will be doing a video on this because Mk9 is an alternate timeline. It does not follow the events of Midway to any sort of T. Shao Kahn's plan in Midway was completely different. And I know there's a different stating of lore with the mythology's version of events, where they state that Shao Kahn makes a deal with Shinnok to reincarnate Sindel on the Earth realm and uses the tournament as a distraction for that such. But I'm not going with that for one specific reason, and one specific reason only, because I follow gameplay text. I am not going to rely on the mythology's booklet, which is attempting to put Shinnok into the lore, who was never a part of the lore in Mk2 and 3, so no, it's not happening. Forget about Shinnok. Shinnok sucks, first of all. He's never been on Shao Kahn's level of villainy, so he's not going to get anything out of this. Which is my point. Now tell me in the comments below, what do you actually think about this? Do you like the idea of the fact that the Mk2 tournament, as stated by the Mk3 lore, is actually a farce intended by Shao Kahn to be a distraction for his ultimate goal of resurrecting Sindel on Earthrealm, allowing him to transcend the dimensional barriers and be able to take his bride for himself? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below, 'cause if you made this far in the video, thank you. Now, I will be doing a video explaining Midway Shao Kahn's lore, explaining more aspects behind this character and filling in the blanks. Now, not everything I'm going to be discussing is going to be actually confirmable about the story. Remember, this was arcade lore, and the stuff we got was in text information. You had to fill in the blanks for yourself, which is something I really like, because that's what the writers intended. You leave it open-ended, and I hope you enjoy my take on the Mk2 tournament, because when I get into the video about it, it does have a lot of interesting facts that you may not know about the Emperor. So, without further ado, I want to thank you all for watching. If you like my content, feel free to like and subscribe. If you don't, well, thank you for watching anyways. As always, remember, Midway Shao Kahn is the best Shao Kahn, and no one, well, the new movie's actually looking pretty good. And hearing Ed Boon himself say that Shao Kahn actually terrified him in the Mk2 movie is actually something I'm really excited to hear about. I mean, I know they haven't really done a good depiction of his characterization of lately, but hearing with the Comic-Con panel and Boone say that he was terrified by Shao Kahn and he actually looked really scary and felt really intimidating to watch on screen, that is what I like to hear.
Well done.
It's what we've been missing for a while. So, thank you all for watching, and as always, God bless you all. See you in the next video.